going to quickly transition here to a really, really special individual. We have Maddi in the, not in the studio, but virtually joining us. And Maddi is a stroke survivor, but she is a New York-based stroke survivor and actually an author of, at this point, 2 books. Is that correct, Maddi?
Yes, yeah, 2 books.
You could tell the audience kind of who you are and your stroke experience.
Yeah, so I guess the quick version of the story is I had a hemorrhagic stroke on May 30th, 2017. So like 3.5 years ago. And it was a week after I graduated from college. I went to college down at Georgetown in Washington, D.C. Since I was a little kid, suffered like extremely debilitating, terrible migraines. And it culminated in a migraine that lasted 24 days when I was like 14 years old. So my neurologist is kind of like, what the heck? Let's get this checked out. I had an MRI. They found that I had an arteriovenous malformation. The question became what to do. So I decided to finish my schooling. Then I would get brain surgery to remove it. And after I graduated college, I went into the hospital and they had to do some preoperative procedures like an angiogram and an embolization to shrink it down because the AVM was so large. The preoperative procedures ended up causing a blood clot in my brain, which burst, causing me to have a massive stroke. The neurosurgeon came back for an emergency surgery on me. So then when I woke up, this is probably like 15 hours later or something, I was completely paralyzed on the left side of my body. And I'm a left-handed person. So I couldn't move my legs or my arm or the side of my face. Like I had really bad facial droop. I couldn't talk. Like I was having a lot of problems, and very soon realized that I was not just going to wake up one day and get better, that I was actually going to have to like go through rehab, put in the effort, like do the speech therapy, do the physical therapy, the occupational therapy, the cognitive therapy. There was just so many things. My hand, I would say, I have pretty good like range of motion with my arm and my hand now, but like functionally it's not nearly as progressed as I would like it to be. But one thing I've come to realize is that there are no quick fixes in this, you know, like this is going to take time and it's going to be something that I have to work on. So since I started, the hand mentor has been huge for me because I started using that. I guess it was last year, like the middle of last year. And it's honestly been huge because I think that, and Nick, you can probably attest to this too, the biggest improvement that I've noticed is in like the tone in my hand is like significantly, it's like way more managed, I've found, when I'm using the hand mentor. And for me, like the tone in my hand is like one of my bigger problems. I feel like that was what was impeding me a lot from like using my hand in my daily life. And so what I'd like to do now is like I'll do a session on the hand mentor, and then like I have like certain goals that I'm working towards. Like Nick had mentioned earlier about like picking up a cup with your hand. Like that's something I really want to be able to do. So I like practice that a lot, and I feel like the hand mentor has been helping me like make progress towards that goal too. So there definitely are like carryover effects and things that aren't necessarily like related to the wrist, so to speak, which is like cool. But I would say that the biggest thing for me has been with tone management. To be honest, I do think that for me, like the biggest thing in my recovery has been the role of mindset and having a positive attitude, and like always being willing to try, even if I'm not necessarily sure, like even if I can't do something, like I like to give it a solid effort, and like that's just one more coin in the brain bank, you know, like one more, like just by putting in.
What do you mean coin in the brain bank? Tell me about that.
About like the neuroplasticity, like I'm all about like positively rewiring my brain, and like each time that you try to do something with for me, with my left hand, that doesn't work as well. Like it's one more like positive reinforcement for my brain to realize like, okay, this is here. Like your hand still exists. Like it should be doing stuff too. Typically what I will do, because I'm busy during the day, I have work, I wake up pretty early. So I'll wake up at like early in the morning before work. I'll do, I always do in the morning typically an ice bath for my hand, just to kind of like loosen things up a little bit, and some weight bearing. And then after that, I'll do either a full session of the hand mentor or like part of it, and then do the rest like at night. Today I was really busy today, so I haven't gotten to do it at all yet. So maybe I'll do a little bit after this power hour, or maybe I'll just wake up early tomorrow and do a full bang it out in the morning. So for me, it kind of depends, but typically it will either be like first thing in the morning for me or like after work at night. I've been doing the hand mentor for quite a few months now, and like I said, I've noticed significant improvements just with my tone, particularly, and with range of motion in my wrist a lot too, and like other tasks that I do. So I'm definitely seeing that progress over time makes me more motivated to want to continue with it.
And even considering that tone, you still have been able to use it.
Yeah. So even considering the fact that I have like a lot of tone, I will say I did have, I'm not sure how the hand mentor works if you have no motion at all in your hand. Like I had a little bit of wrist movement before, but that has significantly improved, I would say. Since I started using the hand mentor, I've noticed like I'm able to raise my wrist higher and stuff.
The other really important bit is that the amount of assistance that you're required, that you need to help move, is going down as well, which is showing that you're able to kind of take over, right?
As in the beginning.
Yeah.
Currently.
Yep.
And it's more consistent. Like I'll say that too, using the hand mentor.
Yep.
My range of motion has improved, but it's like consistent. It's not just like, okay, one time I'm able to, get my wrist higher. So.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah.